Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Probably shouldn't have that in the background. Anyway, hello, welcome back. I'm like 2 days late on the patch notes, but they're pretty much the same patch notes from a couple weeks ago. Um, yeah, pretty much the same patch notes. We're gonna go through them anyway, and then we'll go through a short bit of Alpha to Omega, the Laser Alpha, because some of this does actually apply to that character. And then of course we have content that applies to my main character. Hello, Atomic. How you doing today? This will be kind of a short stream. We're not going to go into a huge amount of detail here. Just waiting on people to join in the next few seconds or minutes. At work. Nice. Well, make sure you're staying at it. Alright. So let's go ahead and get started. Ooh, pro damage mod, nice. Alright, so, new content, the heavy E-War fighters are here now. I'm doing alright, Atomic. I am doing alright. A little bit burnt out from the game. This Titan build is, like, killing my mood. But, we are okay. Alright, so, the heavy E-War fighters and Logi fighters are here. This is for pretty much only the super carriers, not including the super vacs. So this will only apply for the Wyvern, the Hell, the Nyx, and the Aeon. Alright, so super carriers can only equip one squadron of E-War fighters and repair fighters at the same time. The E-War fighters are identical in style to the E-War light fighters we had last week, except for they are heavy fighter equivalent. So in this set, the ones you're actually looking for are going to be the Stigma, the Taipan, and then the Mastiff. Those three are going to be your best. Those three are going to be your best options. I, of course, went for the Taipan because it applies that Web of Fire and the Signature Radius adjustment. Very important for a fighter ship, especially for heavy fighters. The Web of Fire and the Signature Radius is going to make a huge difference for killing NPCs or players. Alright. The repair fighters, we have a shield repair fighter and a armor repair fighter. They are once again identical in functionality as the light fighters, except the shield heavy fighters provide like 3,000 or 4,000 shield repair per fighter. So it is really good. But once again, the skills that it says apply to it do not actually apply to it. So don't waste your time yet. So when you equip these repair fighters, they will not get any bonuses from anything until the devs fix that or decide that they were going to add that functionality. Right, the only way to obtain them is by opening supply in the New Eden store. Manufacturing for the heavy fighters will be available after the next maintenance. So, this week we got the light fighter, E-War, blueprints and all that. Next week we will get the heavy fighter blueprints and all that. Hello Tapazoid, hello Jitter, welcome, welcome. You've just missed me getting through the E-War fighters and the repair fighters. But that is okay. They are pretty much identical in functionality to the E-War light fighters from 2 weeks ago. So you're not missing much other than just bigger numbers. Alright, here's a very important part. Implant balance. To improve combat enjoyment, after analyzing a large amount of combat data, we are making the following adjustments to implants with poor performance, or extremely difficult operation. Pulse Crystal has a new passive effect. Capacitor warfare resistance from 4% to 15% based off of your implant level. That is really good. That is going to make something like the Revelation Bodyguard incredibly good. The capacitor recharge time bonus for the reabsorption branch has been increased from 15% to 20%. Another nice bonus for the Revelation Bodyguard. I do wonder how this will affect the Sancha Dread, the Delulu. I am very interested to see how this performs on the Delulu. Alright. New effect added to the capacitor enhancement unit. The capacitor recharge time bonus from reabsorption and smart battery is further reduced by 1 to 5%, so another bonus to your capacitor recharge. So, yeah, this will be a lot more stable of a fit on a little bit more variety. I really feel like they changed this to benefit the Delulu, but it's gonna make the Revelation Bodyguard incredibly powerful. Like, it was already really good, but oh man, it's gonna be terrifying on a Revelation Bodyguard. I just don't think that the Lulu is good enough yet. Alright. Multi-frequency. Passive effect penalties to accuracy fall off and tracking speed have been changed from 30% to 20%. Very good. That was a huge problem for the multi-frequency crystal. It really suffered from that fall off and tracking speed reduction. Alright, the Energy Nosferatu activation time bonus from Frequency Modulation Mastery has been increased from 24% to 30%. This will make your Nosferatu way more powerful because it is activating so much more often. Right, maximum capacitor consumption bonus for armor repairs and shield boosters from the Endurance Enhancement unit has been adjusted from 15% to 20%. Alright, that's nice. A lot of buffs here for laser implants. Alright, High Power Coil added a new effect to power enhancement units. Energy provided by ballistic marks is increased by an additional 1 to 5, and the power retrieval chance bonus has been increased from 1 to 5 to 2 to 10. Okay, so you're just gonna be gaining charge faster. Cool. Not sure if it'll be that useful, but it's something. Thermal Circulation. This one has always been a sort of meta choice for a lot of armor ships, especially for the railgun armor ships, even though this does end up helping a lot of other armor ships as well with its passive bonuses. Right, improved implant description so Capsuleers can better understand high temperature and overheating states. Precision Tuning's range bonus has been adjusted to also apply to the tracking speed. So not only are you going to get the better range, you're also going to get better tracking to go with it. Energy Control Enhancement. Energy bonus increased, or adjusted, from 20 to 60 to 10 to 70, so a little bit more on both ends. Hopefully that'll be a little bit better. I don't know. Energy Falloff adjusted from 0.4 to 2. Now it is 0.4, 0.8, 1.3, 1.8, 2.3. So a little bit extra on the high end. Interesting. After the adjustment, it can remain in the high temperature state for a longer duration. Alright, Kinetic Burst. This one has been kind of controversial for a while. A lot of people like it, a lot of people hate Kinetic Burst. I don't know what to think about this. Right, the maximum stack of the Deadly Strike state has been increased from 3 to 5. Ionized Crossfire optimized range bonus from 100 to 120. Magnetic Screen Calculation accuracy falloff from 100 to 120. So they're just getting better range and 2 more shots. Alright. Barrage Repression. This has been a staple of cannon, autocannon ships, really. And especially with, DPS dreads. Hot drop dreads, as you like to refer to them as. Usually it's a Naglfar, just running full DPS. Barrage Repression has always been a staple for that. Let's see what they're doing to it. The accuracy falloff penalty when activated has been adjusted from 25% to 20%. So you're going to have better range. Base restart time reduced from 10 seconds to 8 seconds. Meanwhile, the restart time bonus from firing has been adjusted from 2 to 6 to 1 to 5. I'm not sure how that really affects it. But to me, it looks like it's going to be, you can put it off cooldown faster. Alright, for shooting enhancement unit, the bonus to suppressive fire velocity decrease effect has been increased to a maximum of 10 instead of 6. Yeah, so more effective. For the reload enhancement unit, the suppressive fire reactivation time bonus has been adjusted from 3 seconds to 15 seconds to 4 to 20. The maximum ammo loaded when activating suppressive fire has been increased from 8 rounds to 10 rounds. Ooh. Deadly. They really want hot drop dreads by changing it to this. This is like pre-nerf Barrage. It doesn't have the damage increase from pre-nerf, but it's got all of the other stats back. The extra 2 shots helps. That's gonna be kind of terrifying. I'm really gonna be terrified of a Barrage Titan. That's gonna be really bad. Yeah, I'm kind of seeing that too, that they want to have more Dread usage. Maybe we'll get high-sec Dread. That's the only way they're gonna get more Dread usage right now. Alright. Warhead Charge and Support Projection. The range-extending Warhead effect has been adjusted from 37.5% missile flight time to 17% missile flight velocity and flight time. So they're kind of just making it the same thing but different. It means that your missiles will reach the target faster rather than taking a long time. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's going to be a Concorde Dread. It makes sense since all of the normal Concorde ships are without drones, and then you have like Cyan and Shanghai, which have drones, or fighters. So I'm really wondering if a Concorde Dread is going to be like full turrets, or if it's going to be more like the Hubris, where it's turrets and fighters. Alright. Cool. Warhead Charge. Warhead Enhancement Units fixed a description issue. The range extending warhead damage penalty minus 5%. Actual effect is damage plus 5%. Support Projection. The target signature radius adjustment of fire support warheads has been increased from 20 to 25%. Okay. Sensor strength bonus of electronic enhancement unit has been increased from 3 to 15% to 4 to 20. ECM success rate bonus has been increased by double. Alright, Bombard Tactics. This will be interesting. Evasive Maneuvers has been renamed to Agile Maneuvers. When activated, fighter retrieval range plus 5 kilometers. Reducing cases where fighters are difficult to retrieve in high speed mode. The number shown on the home screen has been changed from the number of fighters loaded with bombs to remaining bombs. This number is based on the lowest number of bombs loaded among all fighters carrying bombs. Display only. Interesting. So, they're making... Yeah, it's a very tiny buff to support projection and warhead charge. I mean, 5% extra damage is nice from warhead charge. Alright. Special reminder, after fighters return to the carrier, they will undergo rapid repairs and have all temporary effects removed, including Bombard Tactics, Tactical Decision, Automatic Defense, Carrier Command, Carrier Support, and more. Automatic Defense. Micro Scram reduces the restart time from 45 seconds to 30 seconds. Remote Shield. The faster recharge time bonus from the electromagnetic effect has been increased from 15 to 20. Potential force field self-shield recharge percentage has been increased from 20 to 25. Endurance enhancement unit increased self-shield recharge percent bonus from 10 to 15%. Ooh. Increased electromagnetic effects capacitor recharge time from 5% to 10%. slightly adjusted the durability consumption of some implants to bring them in line with other implants with similar restart times. Generally speaking, the more frequently an implant needs to be activated, the lower its durability consumption. Interesting. Alright, so here is the new arrivals, the new Heavy Fighter Op supply for Assault and trying to think of the name, Integrated. Heavy Fighters are now in the store. The version 5 advanced units are available in a supply box. Rigging permits are now available for Concord ships, and Concord series rigs are now available in the New Eden store. So, I just saw one this morning, and it was a Concord battleship rig for 45 billion ISK, and it buffed the Marshall. Great Voyage series modules supplied to Alright, market update. All basic versions of implant 1 through 5 have been moved to the second-hand market. This is the worst part of this update coming up. Contact adjustment. Currently, some capsuleers add all members of hostile corporation to their contacts to check whether they are online. Using this search for and ambush. Using this to search for and ambush isolated enemies or avoid enemy fleet formations. To ensure fairness, the following adjustments have been made to online status. In the contact screen, a user's online status will only be shown when both parties have set each other as friendly contacts. So, oh yeah, there's been a lot of upset from null and low-sec people. This was a huge part of knowing your surrounding area in nullsec and lowsec, and they have just taken that away. So now we really need to rely on cameras and intel to know what's going on around us. And if, like, a fleet is forming, you won't know it now. Unless you are both friendly to each other. I personally don't care that much. If they want to do this, just take away the local list from nullsec. They already don't want us having cams, so just take away the local list. That would solve your problem. But they're not doing that yet, because they know it would be upset. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, make all of nullsec like Malphite or Kavala. That would be interesting. It would make it a lot harder for fleets to work together, though. Either way, I really didn't see the need to change this. I'm not sure who thought or who complained that this was a problem, other than the PvP people who are complaining about cams. That's the only people that come to mind. or the Bonners. It might be the Bonners. But honestly, like, this is such... yes, it pertains everywhere. It's such just a stupid update for this. You either want us to have information or you don't want us to have information. Currently, they're working toward us having no information. I don't know. But, honestly, I understand everyone's perspective on this. On the one hand, it technically makes it more fair and more open to PvP and things like that. You'll have less people docking up when they see their entire red list filled with online. But, on the other hand, that information is what makes EVE Online special, and EVE Echoes special. We got to know what's going on in our general region. So, I'm sorry to those people who heavily relied on it. We definitely looked at it from time to time to get an idea of what's going on, who is going to what content, but we did not rely on it for much else other than that. We did use it for, like, moving around in Nullsec as well. If we were hauling something, we could look and see if maybe there's a gate camp. But, honestly, at this point, it's just a moot point. We're just gonna move on. I don't care either way. It's a bad update, and that's all I would say. Light electronic warfare fighters and repair fighters can now be manufactured through construction. Alright, Cosmic Anomaly update. This should make Cosmic Anomalies like the UHR and CTR more valuable. They say the loot hasn't changed, but what it's doing is removing some useless low-end crap that you get and replacing it with something more useful. It may be of similar value, but the usefulness of the materials is going to be far greater. Alright, so UHR adjusted the random distribution of capital ship salvage materials in loot crates. You are now guaranteed to obtain some salvage materials, while the total drop rate remains unchanged. Removed basic reprocessed materials such as faction device, construction units, and improved carriers. Expanded the variety of special fighter blueprints, added light fighter electronic warfare blueprints, and repair fighter blueprints. This will result in a slight decrease in mining and logi blueprints. That's okay. Once again, they hate mining and logi. Alright. Concord Pass reward update. This is something that I am very curious about. The last time they changed this, they made the materials from the Concord Point store to be clone-bound. If they did that with these Nanocore training material op boxes, or the random boxes that you get throughout Concord, and they made them clone-bound, that is going to kill even more of an alpha's ability to grind. Like, as time goes on, the alpha laser character is getting put through some really, really tough it's making. It is almost unbearable for me right now. Play that character. The only thing that's saving that character from being scrapped is the weapon skill chips. And that is only under the hope that maybe we can get something like a 2 billion-esque skill chip. But anyway, so if they make those worse, that's gonna be awful. Alright, there is a bunch of optimizations. One very, very, very important one is that you can now deliver capital ships with empty cargo holds to a low-sec solar system without unfitting or repackaging. Yeah, Alpha Life is brutal right now. Alpha Life is absolutely unbearable right now. Alright, so, what that means is you can buy a capital ship in Gina, and you can't undock it, but you can have it sent to a low-sec ITC or low-sec station without having to refit and repackage it. So, very cool. That is very awesome. There is also a optimized feature for the Logi drones and fighters and lightweight ships. The Focus Fire command will now, when both offensive and repair drones are deployed, Focus Fire will only send the combat ship, the combat drones, to attack the target and will not repair it. When only repair drones are deployed, the Focus Fire command will automatically send all drones to repair the target. So, cool. Improved details description in the Nanoform integrated array interface. Improved navigation logic. If the route includes a solar system invaded by Sansha, confirmation will be required again before navigation begins. You cannot assemble capital ships in Gina, if you did not know that. Other than the Rorqual. You can do it with the Rorqual and the high-sec carriers. But any of the standard threads or carriers cannot be built. But if you buy a box and you get a dread, you can sell it in Gina and people can transfer it. So kind of cool. Alright. Kill mail information for advanced outposts. Telemachus Wavebreaker Core is now available for exchange. Alright, and then there was a bunch of bug fixes. Don't really care. None of it here is important. Alright. Cool. Let's get into... Actually, not that character. I'm gonna swap to the other one. Yeah, that's why they're sold in Tava, because they can be built there. Okay, hold on while I swap accounts here. Alright, so we are just quickly jumping on the alpha today, and we're not going to do any combat. We're mostly just going to go and look and see if we can make some ISK from the items that we have on hand. Alright, 5 days left on Cluster Orbit. I'm not really getting anything from this. It's just there. I do like having all of the IP and the skill points and all that, but I am not finishing this. That takes too long. Alright, so we have maintenance reward, and we have our 8,000 conquest points, 125,000 skill points. We're gonna get our basic return. So we got some skill chips there, very nice. Where am I currently in Corner, huh? Okay. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and move all of this over to this, and we are going to go to Gina.
Autopilot engaged.
So I'm kind of waiting for 8 o'clock to come around so I can have a look at the new Concord Pass that drops, which is in about 45 minutes. That's why we're taking this trip to Gina.
Warp drive active.
We gotta do some skill training. Okay, Battlecruiser Command, don't need that. Navigation is fine. Shield operation is fine. Armor operation is fine. Defense. Battlecruiser defense, I should probably do that. There we go.
Warp drive active.
Battlecruiser engineering is fine. Let's get some electronic warfare in here. Target painters, yeah, let's go ahead. Yeah, I kind of miss the old system. Alright, what do we got here? Lasers. We can't do anything with large lasers here.
Warp drive active.
Drones, how about drones? Medium drones are done. How about large drones? Nope, okay. Can't do any of the gunnery. No, if I'm gonna reprocess some of that loot that I get, I might as well try.
Warp drive active.
I should... I'm just gonna go ahead and get this, filled up here.
Warp drive active.
That would be a lot better. Yeah, you can use any of the fuels for the beaver. Finito. Yeah, the new Eden store has all the new boxes and the heavy fighters. I actually have the heavy fighters that I want. We'll see those probably tomorrow when I do DR carries.
Warp drive active.
The one I'm actually most interested in is where you get the new, yeah, right here. I'm gonna have to get myself some of these.
Warp drive active.
I'm honestly halfway tempted to buy a bunch of these anyway. Does the Shanghai draw have something special in it? Nah.
Warp drive active.
They cost so much because they are highly desired for things like the, Hardcore Marshal and all that. I mean, you get an extra 10% tank, you get actually a lot more tank. 2.5% damage increase, damage control increase. Interesting.
Warp drive active.
Not like the best. Yeah, the Destroyer Core would be really good. I mean, that increase in tank and a little bit increase in damage is gonna be nice. I don't really need it, though. Does this help with scanning at all? Ooh, interesting. Minus 5% to spatial rift construction time.
Warp
Yeah,
drive
exactly,
active.
Finito. I am really, really tempted to get myself some. But I have to wait. That's actually really nice, that spatial rift construction time. Is that also on the Destroyer? No, it's not. Huh. That would help a lot with Malpai. Damn.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, nothing really new here. Here's the new fighters. Um, like I said, Taipan, pretty good. It's got the Web of Fire, and it's got the Target Painter. Mastiff was alright. It's got the Warp Scram at 20 kilometers, but it's only one per ship. So it's 3 Warp Scram and a Guidance Disruptor, kind of shitty. Stigma is okay. Got the Neutralizer, which is really good. Um, and a Sensor Dampener, which could help.
Warp drive active.
The shield here is 6,000. Or, this is the armor, sorry. The armor repair is 6,000 every 6 seconds. You get 3 of them, so that is. Yep, it can be. That's pretty cool. And then you've got the shield booster, which is 4,000 every 4 seconds. Kind of interesting. Let's see.
Active.
Same kind of thing here. These get 2 warp scramble strength. That's really good. This is now 6 warp scram strength that you can have on one fighter group. That is going to be really good. Taipan, same as usual, 21% rather than 17. Very good. 7,200 armor repair. 4,800. 1514. How does that compare to the standard? 1309. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm really tempted to get 3 of these Marshall cores for the Cobras.
Warp drive active.
I am really tempted. Let's see if they hit anything else. Yeah, that's all normal.
Warp drive active.
Nothing really different here.
Request accepted.
Alright. God, I so want Omega right now. Alright, here we go. Yeah, they could end up extending it. I'm hoping it lasts at least until Wednesday, but I think it'll go away before Wednesday. Best for an Orca, pretty much any of them are good. I prefer my Illusory Ghost, but there are other cores that are also really good, like Blue and White, or some of the others. Alright, let's see what we can get out of this random material box. Ooh, 37, that's making bank right there. Yeah, if you wanted to go combat Orca, he could definitely do it with Storm Melody. Alright, what do we have here? Can't sell that, can't sell that, can't sell that, and can't sell that. Okay. Let's get 399,000 from that. And here's the big one. Let's see, should I hold off on that? 1.7 versus 1.5? I'll just sell it for 1.5. 55 million doubles my current amount, so that's nice. Alright, Concord is not available. We're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Alright, so we're at 41,000 points. And I actually need to see... Okay, so I have opened one of these skill chests once. Let me get another one of these. Alright. Take your bet. What are we gonna get? Are we gonna get a weapon skill up box? Or are we gonna get something worth like 200 million? Take your bet. You're going with garbage? Nada? 200 million, alright. I'm glad we're all on the same page. Right, let's see what we get. If we get the off box, we can have Omega. If we have the off box, we have Omega. It is a 10% chance to get the off box. It is the highest percentage chance out of every drop item here. Actually, I think I can pull that up, can't I? Yeah. So it is a 20% chance. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Finino. I really appreciate it. It is a 20% chance for us to get this hot box. The rest of them are really low. If we get the off box, we get Omega. That is the goal. Come on. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Thank you for the subscription. Come on, off box. No, no off box. Alright, what do we get? What's that worth? Ooh! Okay. Okay. How much do I put it up for? What are you guys willing to pay for it? I am gonna abuse this. Okay, that's a pretty good drop. That's kind of what I was hoping for. It doesn't put us on Omega, though, I don't think. I don't think that puts us on Omega. But if I sell the... If I sell... Ooh. I think I can get Omega. And then we can do DR. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's a hard choice right there. If I put it up for like... I am not allowed to swipe on this account. Everything on this account has to be done the hard way. Although the only thing I will swipe for is when we get to Tech 10, I'm gonna get the Tech 10 jump. Yep, it is brutal. It also means I don't have access to things like special nanocores unless I can get it through an event or a giveaway or something. Okay, so I would love to be able to sell this for like a billion at least. 1.3 would be, oh yeah, that 1010 jump is absolutely the best purchase you can make. Trust me, I do more than enough spending on my other accounts. I need one that doesn't spend. Once it can get DR by itself, it'll be fine. I just have to get Omega. And then it can be carried however much I need it to. Alright, if we go for 1.1 billion, yeah. Yeah, you would have all the skills that would be given to you. And the skill points. It is highly valuable. It's like 45 million skill points that you'll get out of it if you already have everything skilled into. So, it is very valuable. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it up for like 1.2. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, if somebody wants to buy that, feel free. It will always be helpful to me. Alright, so I've got that. We could technically have Omega today. Or at least once this item sells. Because I could sell the Succubus and... I could sell these two and we would be just enough, I think. Or just under enough. We would still be quite far off. We'd have to make another 300 million or something if I sold everything. Yeah, this is the laser, solo laser character. The Alpha. Mmm. That would put us really close. And then maybe I could just do, like, a hard grind. Alright, in the meantime, do we have anything else we can collect? Oh yeah! I've got 5... Nice. Fortune galore. Perfect. Let's, actually, I wonder if I... No, I can't make a contract. I'm an alpha. Dang it. Alright, Fortune galore. We're gonna redeem that. We're gonna put that on. I love having little event items.
Undocking.
I guess for the next 20 minutes or so, I'm gonna do some missions. Yay! We now have a little thing above our head. The abiding perimeter. Actually, let's grab the one perimeter.
Autopilot engaged.
Oh, there's Tapazoid. There goes.
Warp drive active.
If you are in a corporation, some of those people will already be set red, by your alliance or your corporation.
Destination reached.
I'm gonna have to upgrade these
Warp drive
drones.
active.
We've pretty much got the best lasers we can have. Caldari. Always a tough one.
We're under attack.
Yeah, that's true. Faction warfare, if they are, disguised, and they will also turn up red. You'll know someone is like that when you see, like, Garista's Private there. You'll see they turn up red. Ah, that sucks. Yeah, it's very likely that some of those, red players are going to be leftovers from Corporation or Alliance, maybe. Yeah, thank God for this, Gnosis.
Enemy ships detected.
I'm glad we had a ship that we could move up to instead of being stuck with the Omen for a long time. Oh yeah, Bot 5 and are still around. Well, no, SHH does not exist anymore. They got broken up into like 2 or 3 different groups, but Bot 5 is still around. Ooh. Don't know if you can hear the thunder or not, but it's definitely coming. And this is why we have a second rep to help us out. It's gonna be a little bit hard to catch up to this guy. See, what kind of range do we have here? Only... Yeah, we're like probably at the very far end of our fall off. Judging by the rain that I'm hearing and the thunder and lightning, I should probably dock up when I finish this. Good lord. This guy just will not.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
I guess we're firing railguns now. Yep, every time. It's summer in Florida. Lots of bad weather all the time. Tropical storms and hurricanes and everything get stirred up in the summer, so it all just affects this area. Yeah, hopefully I'll finish this soon. Rain's coming in sideways, I can hear it. It's hitting my front door directly. I am just listening to the rain while I grind a little bit. Unless you mean the game. I don't know. Hello, Starblade. How you doing today?
Autopilot engaged.
Alright, we did a little bit of grind there. Not much. Hopefully,
Warp drive active.
in the next 11 minutes, we'll get to see the new Concord Pass and see what they did with the random box. Just as a reminder, for those who might be interested, I have one of these on the market. We got lucky.
Warp
Gosh, I
drive
really
active.
hope somebody buys that. You know, I wonder about that myself. Because it would be kind of cool to have the E-War drones.
Docking request accepted.
Alright, what do we do for 9 minutes? Tommy Navy E-War. Oh god. Well, if we can fly a skilled up battle cruiser, maybe we do fly the Harbinger. If we can get the skills going. Because this is definitely going to be better than my current ship. I think it'll be better. Actually, I kind of need to... Yeah, it's got 6 high slots. And 45%. So, yeah, it will definitely be better. Either way, we need to get into Dormant Realm if we can sell some stuff. Alright, let's see, what else do we do here? We can skill into our succubus and our crew lore with advanced frigate skills. Eventually, it would be kind of nice to have something like the pacifier. Yeah, I would really like a pacifier at some point on this character. 7.8 billion is a little bit steep, but we can do Sancho and stuff and try to get the blueprint. Here's where the kind of fun starts, is when we can get into the Phantasm, the Fiend, and the Ashimu. 1 billion for an Ashimu is not bad. Phantasm would be a little bit more fun, because it's got the shield field module, and it's fast. I'm just trying to bide my time right now until the Concord pass so I can see it. We got 5 minutes. Be really nice to fly a Fiend eventually. It honestly wouldn't be that bad to get into some of these. I do think we're going to try to do the same thing where we hit Tech 8 and then we have our first faction battleship, which is probably going to be the Nightmare, but it could also be the Valgorn. Nightmare would be the nicer choice for doing like Dormant Realm 2. I don't know. It's going to be a good time once we have Omega. We're going to have so much we can fly. I don't even know if I have anything left that is actually of value. Yes, it can AI mine. I don't think it's worth it. But it would be fine. You just need to make sure you set up your AI core correctly. Right, is it? We got 1 minute. 1 minute. And then we can see the new Concord Pass rewards. Okay, it should be live. Oh no! Does it not set today? Am I wrong? Oh, there's 21 days. Oh damn, it's tomorrow. Okay. Well, oh well. That is it for me. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you probably tomorrow for some Dormant Realms. Hopefully we sell that module and I can actually get Omega on this character pretty soon. Like I said, I'm gonna advertise this. I do have the advanced trajectory up there, so if you need it, have a good one. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, and be safe.